Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Within the Madness, the men's Final Four edition. Joined tonight by with Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr. We got a lot to talk about. One really great game of the men's Final Four, and then we all know what happened in the earlier one. But just to ask you initially, we'll get started with the game that just ended. UCLA Gonzaga 111 matchup. UCLA's from the play-in to the Final Four to a crazy shot going to overtime. They were that close away from the national championship game from the play-in game. So, just your initial thoughts on how that one ended. And I mean, we're here now, so we know who's playing in the national championship. It's going to be Gonzaga versus Baylor.
Man, I hate to be critical of such a great game like that, but
that's what we're here for. So, hey, say it.
Somebody got to stop the ball, man. You can't let them walk into that one. like, but like we were talking before we got on, I think I think Gonzaga did they were smart by just inbounding the ball and pushing it right away. They weren't shell shocked by Juzang's play with the follow up and tying the game up. They took it out the net, got the ball inbound. Suggs pushed it up, and the first time he saw any opposition was when he was raising up to shoot. So man, great shot by him. Just a great game overall. That's the definition of a dog fight, man. UCLA did what they do well. Gonzaga did what they do well. Gonzaga just made the extra plays. Suggs, man, he was the key for them, to be honest. His defense on Juzang in overtime, he face guarding them, wouldn't let him get the ball. When he did get it, he had to work. And then the huge play on Riley to block and then finish it off with the assist to Timmy. And then, of course, the game-winning shot, man. They owe that dude dinner. He came up huge. And, of course, Timmy did his thing. Kispert, he had some timely plays. Something I think that did hurt UCLA throughout the game was their switching, and when they switched, Gonzaga hunted the mismatch. Don't overcomplicate things. I feel like after the first couple times, they should have made an adjustment, because that's not just anybody they dumping it down there to. Timmy gets it done when it's not a mismatch. So, I mean, I feel like by them switching every single time, they were kind of playing into Gonzaga's hands. They should have switched it up a little bit, gave him some different looks at times. But I mean, it's not like it was getting out of control. So I guess they felt like they should roll with it, because the game, they were right there. So it's not really too much you can say. But Gonzaga just pulled it out, man. Juzang for UCLA was awesome. Riley, he had a great game. He made he proved the scout report wrong. And it almost cost Gonzaga. They were giving him those mid-range looks, and he was knocking them down. Kudos to him, man, for showing up in a big game like this. But yeah, man, that was awesome. I'm glad they closed the night off right after the debacle from earlier. But yeah, man, this game on Monday is going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, and how rare is it? You know what I'm saying? Especially in a year like this, we've seen so many crazy things happen. To this journey, to this point, to get what a lot of people felt were two of the very best teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
After all the smoke is cleared, that's what's left standing, right? Is what everybody wanted. I like what you brought up about UCLA with the switching. Rico, as always, appreciate your support. Best college I've seen in the last 5 years. It's definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to take the time to figure out to tell you where it ranks for me, but I'm gonna ride with your comment. The switching is, like you said, the switching, and I think what really helped it was Gonzaga essentially had 2 point guards on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You had Suggs and Namehard. I hope I'm not messing up his name. So you had 2 guys identifying the mismatches, and if one didn't have the best angle for the entry pass, the other one did. And Timmy kept working. It was too easy at times.
Yeah.
And then by the time he gets it down there on a little, we were laughing about, the mic and drill and whatnot, but I mean, you can't tell me that's not essentially what we were watching was every different variation of that very long drill. He was going to work down there. But yeah, to echo your sentiments, Suggs on the defensive end late in the game was huge. And Ayayi gave them a
Oh
lift
yeah,
when they needed it
yes.
early in the game, early in the second half. They were kind of faltering, and UCLA was landing some big punches. Yayi was he was scoring with them, right? So it was a great game though, man. And again, UCLA hell of a run, 11 seed play in here, and that's how you go out. Obviously some things could have been done a little bit better, but again, look, man, heck of a run. I'm with Ray. I can't wait for Monday night. The other thing to remind you with Monday night, we'll be back tomorrow night for the women's national championship game. And then Monday night, we'll be with you again for the men's championship game. We got our all tournament teams. Look forward to sharing that with you guys. I know for me, I knocked mine out like really early this morning, and then I just sent it to Cardell because I was like, I'm not going to keep deleting names. Like I was in my notes app. Like it was bad. I was fighting with my notes app. I would type a name, I delete it. I would type a name, I delete it. Going through edit, no, redo typing. Look, just take it. So I made my decisions. We're gonna live with it, and that's that. But the earlier game, as you mentioned, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up real quick. Wasn't exactly man. What's the here? You can tell the folks what it was like, and then I'll just go get the clip. Go ahead.
Man, Baylor was just they was operating at the peak of their powers, man. Cardell brings up a lot how they're like Florida State on the defensive end. Just you're basically dealing with NBA length and athleticism along with sound defensive principles and guys that know what they're doing. But the thing that Baylor can do that Florida State can't do is they can score the basketball. So a lot of times when they're overwhelming people with their defense, they're taking those stops and turning into points on the other end. And that's once that thing is rolling, it's hard to shut the water off. So that's basically what we saw. In Houston, only Sasser was able to get anything going. He's and he can fill it up, but it's just not enough, man. You need to play them 5-on-5 because when they can just zero in on somebody, that's gonna be a tough night, and kudos to Sasser for still getting his off, but as a whole and as a unit, Baylor just smothered them, and then they was getting a lot of ball turnovers, getting out in the open court, getting some easy ones, and executing in the half court. That pick and roll was deadly. The young man's name, Jonathan, hope I don't butcher his last name, Chichoa. He was he was catching that thing in traffic, finishing, and they were delivering great passes, man. So they ran that thing to perfection, and there was nothing Houston could do to stop it. So yeah, that's why the score ended up looking the way it looked. That Houston just had no answers on either end. You muted.
Has once per show. So make sure everything consistent here. Me and the mute button's a wonderful fight, never ending duel. Yeah, like Davion Mitchell is a big thing for me. Double 12 point 11 assists. I've been talking for weeks. When the games were going crazy every night, like guard play. Well, what do we see tonight? Saw Timmy go nuts, but guard play, it helps. It matters. It just felt like Baylor was calm and in control the entire time, wire to wire.
Yeah,
unbothered, going through their stuff. It was like we gotta check these boxes to get to the title game. They checked the boxes to get to the title game. That's exactly what they did. And again, just really looking forward to Monday, man. It's a really good one. They made it easy. They were like, we're not going to give you guys too much to talk about. As Ray said, you said it perfectly. They were at the peak of their powers. Houston was on the opposite end of that, and that's the way things went. You got anything else you want to add?
Nah, man. Just again, this game on Monday has potential to be, the Rico said earlier, Tonight was maybe the best game he's seen in 5 years. Monday's got potential to top that.
This is also what he had to add too. Gonzaga was fundamental, efficient, and most of all patient.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They ran their shot, man. In UCLA, they were answering every call, but it was a lot of times they got theirs just off somebody making something happen. Gonzaga, they're going through their progressions. They're like we pointed out, they're hunting mismatches and they're like working through things and getting good looks. And UCLA they were just having an out of body experience pretty much. So and typically the team that can execute is the team that's going to come out on top. Even though this one ended crazy on the last second shot. But early in the game, if Gonzaga is not able to, to create and run their offense, because there was some times when it was looking pretty stagnant, but they remain patient. That just comes with experience, and they they did what they do. It's not surprising. Mark Few, he's been here for a while, so this ain't new to him.
All right, here we go. From ESPN Stats and Info, Gonzaga and UCLA combined to shoot 58.2%, the highest combined field goal percentage in the Final Four games since the 1985 national title game. That featured Villanova and Georgetown. They shot 63% combined in that one. And it's not like people weren't trying to play defense. People were executing out here. And again, that's not to keep harping on. That's why we're so excited about Monday. Which team is going to be able to mess up the other team's flow offensively? Who's going to be able to dictate the terms on that end of the floor?
That's what's going to come down to.
Who's going to be able to do it? Because look, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. All right, we got another comment, my bad, from Rico. Appreciate it, Rico. UCLA played just about a perfect game as a coach. You couldn't ask any more of your kids. No, you can't. You could not. That was a heck of a run by Nick. And that group of kids as a grown man run that they made. Nothing but respect for it. And man, that's what makes it March for it to end like that, right? And that's just a March ending.
March Madness, man. That moniker didn't come about by accident.
And just because it's the beginning of April, it's irrelevant. It started in March. It counts as March. That was a March type finish to that game, man.
Absolutely.
So you guys have a great one. We'll be back tomorrow night. Don't miss that one, man. We got Stanford, Arizona for the women's national title game. Cannot wait. That should be fun. Monday. So we got 2 national title games looking forward to. Hope both of them are great games. I don't need any Baylor Houston type things happening. That don't want to go that route. I want to enjoy 2 really good games and look forward to speaking with you guys afterwards. And again, look forward to sharing our all tournament teams, both the men's and the women's side. So tomorrow you guys will get to see our all tournament team for the women's on Within the Madness, the women's edition. And we'll see you guys then.